Hi guys. I wanted to get on here live and just go over a topic that I love. It's about up-leveling your frequency to attract more of what you desire. And Manifesterman just opened, and some of the things that I am seeing that I thought I have to add more content. I have to teach more of this to you guys as how to up-level that frequency so you can attract more of what you desire into your life, which can be so hard sometimes. Like, we forget who we are as a powerful woman, and we forget how to up-level those frequencies to attract more of what we desire. So I wanted to get on here and just share with our audience more of how to do that. So it's not too late to join Manifesterman. I'm actually keeping the special price open because yesterday I was in the doctor's office. As many of you know, I am pregnant. I'm due in August, and I was just thinking, oh my god, I mean, the amount of love that I just felt, like watching the ultrasound, watching the baby move, was so overwhelming. And I was like, I need to teach people how to up that frequency and feel that love and attract more of it into your life. Not necessarily with a baby, that might be something you want in the future, but more so since you're here, probably with a future partner, right? So I wanted to show you guys how to attract more of that just amazing, overwhelming love into your life so that it's easy to attract that right person into your life. So I wanted to just get on here and feel free to ask questions. Drop your questions below about all the things manifesting. And if you haven't checked out the course yet, definitely check that out, because right now I'm just keeping it at a special price. I'll probably turn that price off on Friday to officially close it, but I wanted to keep it open a little bit longer so that you all can take advantage of that this week. Okay, and so I want to go over 3 things to up level that frequency, to manifest more of those heart desires that you have, that you want, that you yearn for. You deserve it. Like, you're just waiting for it, and you're wondering, how do I get that? And there's different things that I have learned over the years, and I'm still learning today how to even manifest bigger and better things. But I've learned some really important keys over the last decade or so of being a matchmaker, and I see a lot of the same patterns within women that I know that I need to help them break. It's just, sorry, it's windy here and I'm dropping things. So I see these patterns in single women that are holding them back, and it's really causing self-sabotage in their dating life. And I wanted to really get clear on these different things that can create that self-sabotage and keep you stuck in the same place over and over. Because often I see people that, they're singles, they're still out there looking for the one, they're still, a year later, they're still contacting me about courses or stuff like that, and I know I can see the patterns that are holding them back from finding that one. So the first tip is to raise your love frequency. And to do that, it's actually quite simple, and it's a daily practice. It's not something that you can just do today and then expect it to happen. It's like a daily practice that you have to subconsciously, after a while, subconsciously you will start to do that over and over and over again, and it will just become a part of you. And it's so important to try to get there. It's not going to be perfect overnight, of course. It's going to take work, because with any great thing, it takes work, right? I'm not going to get 6-pack abs, especially not now, but I'm not going to get a 6-pack set of abs by working out for one day and just doing it for one day, or eating healthy for one day. It's going to take time. It's going to take habits, right? It's going to take creating those habits and doing that daily practice every single day. So the first thing to raise your love frequency, there's a bunch of different things you can do, but I want to give you a few tips on simple things that you can implement into your life that are easy, that you might already do right now, but you're not subconsciously thinking about it, about what you're doing. But when we become intentional and we subconsciously put those things into our life, and we know what it's creating, then that's where the magic starts to happen. So different things. So I think the first thing to raise that love frequency frequency and raise that vibration is to practice gratitude. And you've probably heard this more times than not, but it's so powerful because it gets us in that state of raising our vibration and our energy. So when we're out on dates, when we're interacting with other people, when we're just sitting there with ourselves, it just raises the whole vibration around us. So it's so important to practice that gratitude every single day. So something that I like to do, and you've probably heard me talk about this if you've been on any of my like lives or courses before, but every morning before I even put my feet on the floor, I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. It could just be like, oh my gosh, this bed is so cozy. That's been my number one lately. A beautiful day, the sun shining through. Thank you for great health. Thank you for my family. Like, thank you for supportive friends. Whatever it is, like, there's so many things that we can be grateful for in this moment. Even if we're going through some really hard times, there's still things to be grateful for, like a roof over our head. I mean, these are so, it seems like such simple things, but there's so many people in the world that don't have those things. So it's so important to stay in that high frequency of gratitude to keep your love frequency high. Because when we are radiating that, it goes out to the people around us, and it starts attracting the higher quality dates, the higher quality men. I mean, because have you ever been on a date where you walk in, maybe this has never happened to you, but I'm thinking, like, for most people it's probably happened. So if you walk into a date and it's like this guy is like a negative Nancy, but a dude, and he is like, he's just an energy drainer. Like, he's draining all your energy. He's like, you're just thinking, how fast can I get out of this date, or how fast can I get away from this person? Or sometimes, like, if you walk into a room, it could be with coworkers, it could be with family members, and you just feel like they're negative, draining energy. Those people are not in a state of gratitude. Like, their frequency level is so off, and you can feel it. Other people can feel it. So that's why I think it's so important that you have that high state of gratitude to raise your love frequency, and so that people will feel that when you walk in a room. You will glow, your date will feel it, they'll be more attracted to you. It is given. Think about it, like, if you walk into a date, and there's a super attractive man, and you're like, I hope you guys can hear me, it's getting windy here. It's a gorgeous day here, but it's getting super windy. But it could be a gorgeous man sitting across from you, but his attitude, like, stinks, he's negative, like, all of a sudden his, like, attractiveness level goes down, right? Or if you're sitting across from a man that might not be Mr. Dreamy McDreamy or whatever, but he has an amazing personality. He makes you feel good when you're around him. Like, his attraction level immediately goes up, right? So I got wings going on, y'all. So that's why I think it's so important as a woman to step into that attitude of gratitude, to that state of gratitude, because it really raises your love frequency, it raises your attraction levels, and no one wants to be around a negative Nancy. And I've seen this on dates. Like, for example, I had a date that I set up. It's been a few months, but the woman walked into the date, gorgeous gal, had a lot of wonderful qualities, but immediately when she walked into the date, she was thinking, what can I find out that's wrong about this person? Like, she sabotaged the date. And the client, my client that was meeting her, he was like, she just became negative. He was like, I could feel it from her. And needless to say, that date didn't work, but she went into the date with a negative mindset, and it immediately just took that frequency level down, where he wasn't interested in continuing the date. He wasn't interested in getting her number, but she self-sabotaged it by thinking, these things like, why is he still single? Why, that was one thing she said. Why is he still single? Well, why are you still single? Like, that's not a question you should ask, because we all, like, every person, when they're in that journey of being single, that's a journey. And there's not necessarily something wrong with someone. It's just a journey that you're on. So, and every person that's single is on that same journey. It's a matter of finding that perfect person, or not that perfect person for you, right? So instead of going into a date with any negative mindsets or wondering what's wrong with this person, why are they still single, you know, this and that and this and that, like she was going through all these scenarios in her head, and it ended up self-sabotaging the date. But the thing was, I'm like, I talked to you before, I know you didn't have this like energy when we spoke. You were very optimistic, you wanted to learn more about him. Where did that go when you walked into the date? And it was just a very like frustrating thing as a matchmaker, because I see two great people, and when I put them together and then I see somebody self-sabotage that situation based on limiting thinking, it's really frustrating, because I see two great people that could potentially be great together, and due to self-sabotage, negative thinking, limiting thoughts, the date is not successful. And I see that not just with my own clients, I see that out in the dating world. I'm talking with like thousands and thousands of singles. The messages we get, it's usually kind of the same patterns that people are experiencing. So I want to encourage you, when you walk into a date, or just in your daily practice those raising your love frequency, right? Practice that attitude of gratitude. Before your feet hit the floor, think of 3 things when you wake up. Think of 3 things that you're grateful for every single day as you're walking about your day. Think of things you're grateful for. It puts a smile on our face, it makes the energy lighter, and it ups our attraction factor. It ups our love frequency. So a few other things that you can do to up your, like, raise that love frequency. I actually might put together something like a PDF of different things you can do, because I was like making notes for this video, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many things you can do just implementing into your life. But another one you can do is, and this is so important, a lot of people miss this stuff, especially if you've been hurt in past relationships, which I would say most of us have been. If you're over the age of like 20, you've usually been hurt in some way over a past relationship, a high school sweetheart or something. So it's forgiveness. And is that not sometimes the hardest thing to do, is like forgive someone, especially someone you loved, that hurt you deeply? It's something that I had to work on, I know, for several relationships in the past. But when we hold that forgiveness or unforgiveness in, and any bitterness, it really just takes down our love frequency. Because unforgiveness, bitterness is not on the frequency of love. It's like way down here, and love is way up here. So it's so important to address and think about anybody that you have not forgiven in the past, any hurt that you're still holding on to. When you think of your ex, you think of all these bad thoughts. I was there, so don't feel bad. I think we all experience it sometimes. I had to really dig deep and really let go of all of that. And there's some tools that I put in the Manifesterman course that help you break those cords, because they're energetic cords that we hold on to, and it actually like blocks us from those love frequencies and manifesting that right partner. And I'm not saying you can't manifest him. I'm saying it might slow the process down, or might block it, because again, that has a really negative, like, energetic vibe to it. So when you walk in, I have so many dating stories. I wish I could share every single one with you guys, from clients, myself, in the past, so many different things. But for example, I had one couple go on a date before, and she said that he kept talking about his exes, and she could tell he was still bitter about what happened. And she was like, he was a very attractive man, successful, had all these great things going on, lots of great qualities, and he was a great catch. But the thing that she turned her off, which totally understandable, is he kept talking about his exes, or an ex, and the bad taste he still had in his mouth, and why would you bring that up on a date, first off? And then why are you still holding on to that, but you're looking for a new person? You have to let that old person, that old relationship go. You have to offer forgiveness. You don't have to call the person, write them, text them, and say, I forgive you. Forgiveness is for yourself. It is not for the other person. It is to wipe that energetic just yuck off of your life, so that you can move forward and you can let go of the past. It is one of the hardest things to do sometimes, especially when there's like abuse or infidelity or things like that. I've been in both of those situations. I know how hard it is. So it's so important to, when you have unforgiveness, to start working on that, because you deserve to not live with that. That is like a heavy burden, heavy just energy to carry, and you deserve to be free of that. And to let somebody with that type of impact on your life, especially negative impact, still have a negative impact on your life, you deserve better. Like, you deserve so much more than some jerk that still has an impact on your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your future. Like, you deserve happiness. You deserve someone who treats you well. You deserve beautiful things, love, all the things of life that you desire. And to let someone with that type of power, or have that type of power over you, is disempowering you. So there's some things in Manifesterman that teach you how to break those energetic cords. I have meditations, I have a whole course kind of around it, so, or a whole module around it, because it's so important to let those people go. So if there's anybody, just a quick exercise that you can do, if you have anybody that you need to forgive and let that unforgiveness go, you can make a list of all the people that have hurt you. And that's hard sometimes, just even thinking about them. But you can make a list of all the people that have hurt you, and then start to say, I forgive you, I let you go, I wish you love. It's something just as simple as that. And that will just start releasing that energetic hold of unforgiveness that they have on you. So, but there's more Manifesterman, so definitely check that out, because it goes into a lot more detail. But start practicing that, like, just forgiving the past. You don't have to call them, don't text them, just start practicing that. Okay, the next one is, you might think this sounds crazy, but it works. It's so good. So the next one is surrounding yourself with, like, to raise your love frequency, surrounding yourself with like high vibe foods, drinks, your environment. That what you put in your body affects like what comes out, right? Like affects the glow in your skin, it affects how you feel about your body, it affects like weight gain, it affects all that stuff. Health, wellness, those are all so important. But when you consume those like high vibe foods, like fruits, veggies, smoothies, low fats, all that stuff, you feel better. A few years ago, I did something, it was called, like, this is like 15 years ago. It was like, what was it called? It was the Daniel fast. So I did something called the Daniel fast, and it cuts out all like processed foods. You eat a lot of whole foods, organic fruits, veggies, no sugar, stuff like that. And when I did that, I, like, just within a few days, at first I had like caffeine crashes, and then like I was grumpy. But within like a few days, I started to have like amazing energy. Within 21 days, I lost 13 pounds. I felt great. My energy was just crazy. Like, my mindset, there was clarity. Just brought so much good to my life. From that moment on, I stopped. Like, I still consume sugar. I did, like, I'm pregnant, so I did have this moment yesterday. I'm like, I really want this cupcake at this bakery, and I did not deny myself. But I eat mostly just like whole foods, veggies, fruits, no sugar, stuff like that. And it raises your energetic levels, because when I do eat sugar, like, I have a crash. I feel like crap, or like things that are not good for me. And I'm like, oh gosh, why did I do that? So those things like immediately raise your frequencies when you take care of yourself. So that's just another simple thing that you can do within your day to raise those frequency levels. Another thing is to surround yourself with beauty. I'm giving you just quick tips that you can just start doing right now. There's so many things though that you can do to raise your love frequency. Pretty much you think about what makes me feel good, and do those things, right? Don't do the things that make you feel down and just like stressed. And I know things are going to stress you out, like, that's just life. But don't purposely put yourself in environments or around people, or like how you eat, how you take care of yourself, your thoughts that bring you down, because you're just decreasing your love frequency. Okay, so surround yourself with things that make you feel good. Like surround yourself with beauty, with nature. I'm sitting outside right now. I love sitting outside. It's a gorgeous day. I love being out in nature and just grounding myself and just sitting in silence. I mean, it's like, that's one of my things. So surround yourself in nature, surround yourself with things that make you feel good, surround yourself in the beauty, whatever it is that you find beautiful. Surround yourself with those things. It could be going on a walk, it could be going on a hike, it could be going to the beach, the lake, whatever it is. Do those things and surround yourself with beauty. It could be like playing with your kids, a baby, your niece and nephew, whatever it is. Like, just put yourself in those situations that are full of like beauty and things that make your heart happy, because that is like one of the quickest ways to put a glow on your face and to raise that love frequency, raise that attraction level. Okay, so next, you know what? All those things are like actually all within you. Like those are easy things you can do for free, right? You can do those things every single day. They're already there around you. You can find beauty almost anywhere just by walking outside or taking a walk. It's about switching your mindset and purposely looking for those things so that you're looking for the good in life instead of the negative and the bad. There's so much negative and bad going on in life. It's easy to get stuck in those patterns. And one thing is like turn off the news. That's one of the biggest things that will decrease your frequency. It's all negative. It's like, and it's programmed like that. So it's so important to really focus and like make sure your subconscious is thinking of the good and not immediately go into the bad. And we'll get more into that later. Okay, so the second tip I have for you guys, the thing about manifestation and the Manifesterman program, some people think it's magic. It's like I give you this magic formula that you can just go take somewhere and sprinkle some dust or fairy dust and it like your man appears. That is not what manifestation means. Manifestation is like doing the work and then having the faith that it will happen. Like having the faith that it's lining up, that it's there, that you're not just like sitting on your couch and watching Netflix and waiting for him to fall from the sky into your lap. That's not how it happens. Manifestation is actually taking the massive action, making the conscious decision, and making a commitment to start working towards your desires. Okay, so with manifestation, you actually have to do work. You can't like make some magic spell and make your man appear. If you could do that, and if I had that formula, I would be the richest person in the world. So I think people get confused with manifestation, because manifestation, it is a lot of work. It's a work on your subconscious. It's work getting out of your comfort zone, creating that massive action, and doing the thing, like actually doing the work. It's crazy. Like sometimes as soon as people start coaching with me and taking our like intensive coaching program, someone comes into their life and I'm like, it's because like you put like the action out there. You were like serious, you were committed, and that it works like that, because when we start taking the action and making that commitment, that's when the magic happens. But it's not a magic formula, right? So you have to make that commitment and say, okay, this is what I desire, and I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to do something every day to get me to that place. What can I do? It's not sitting on your couch binging Netflix. It's not going to the same places over and over again. It's not doing the same thing over and over again. It's getting out of your comfort zone and taking that massive action to create the life of your dreams. I've never manifested something that was within my comfort zone. I always had to do something like out of my comfort zone, and do the massive action behind it, and trust in the process, and just put my complete faith that it would happen. Like I think the Bible says something about your hand. God will bless the work of your hands, right? So I stay with that. I totally believe that, because when I put more work into something, no matter what it is I want to manifest, it's like it happens faster, it happens easier the more work I put into it. Sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, when is this going to happen? I'm sure some of you feel like that if you're like trying to find that perfect partner. But I'm telling you, the more work you put into it, the more intentional you are, the more committed you are, the quicker it will happen. You just have to stay committed and consistent. That is so key right now. It's like consistency. I see a lot of singles that are not consistent and doing the work. Like they'll do the work for a few days and then they stop. I'm like, what happened? Why aren't you doing the work? Well, you know, life got in the way, this and this got in the way. Well, how bad do you want this? Like, you know, when I was in college, I couldn't just stop studying for a week and expect to get a good grade, right? I couldn't just stop going to class and then expect to graduate. I had to keep putting in the work every single day until I got, you know, past that class or got the degree, whatever it was, right? Same thing with everything else in life. You can't just like stop going to work. They won't pay you. So it's the same thing with like relationships. Every day you have to show up. So if you want to manifest that man and up level your dating life, your love life, you have to show up every single day in some way, shape, or form. Like show up and show that commitment. It doesn't mean go on a date every single day. It means showing up, doing a course, or or you know, watching something like this, doing something for yourself to up-level your love frequency. Show up every single day. Okay? If you don't get anything else from this video, do that. Show up every single day to your commitment of creating the life of your dreams. Okay, so the third one, because I think I'm going over on time, is Manifesterman is a makeover for your love life. It is a complete makeover of your mindset, of your daily actions, of what you want to accomplish, and how to be crystal clear on how to get that. Because I like to set up the action steps for you to get there. I like to identify any blocks that you might be having that are keeping you from finding him. We also identify any like the unforgiveness. We attack that. We attack anything that is holding you back, and I give you massive action steps to take. But you have to take them to see them work. So we take it all and put it all together to just make over your love life. Because a lot of that, you know, I can't. Some people want to do like one coaching session. I'm like, I can't teach you everything one coaching session. There's no way possible. You have to. There's so much that you have to implement into your life to really start taking that massive action to really just make over your incomplete love life. Because a lot of us are, you know, we have these limiting beliefs and these self-sabotage behaviors that we picked up from, could be childhood. I had tons that I picked up, and I didn't realize that until I started doing the inner work and actually started studying relationships and manifestation and the dating industry. I'm like, whoa, I've been doing it all wrong. So there's so much that often we all need to make over in our life too. If we're not, here's the thing, if you're not where you want to be in a situation in life, then change has to take place. And often change means getting out of your comfort zone. And that's one of the hardest things, I think, sometimes, because we're so used to a certain way of life. It could be because of how we were raised, our social circle, our friends, but we have to take the initiative and be intentional and get out of that comfort zone, because a comfort zone is not a good place to be. We need, especially if we have not met all the desires of our hearts, because often our desires are just on the other side of fear, the other side of a comfort zone. So that's what we go through with Manifesterman too. I give you activities to do to get you out of your comfort zone. So if you just want to stay stuck where you are in your comfort zone, then this course is not for you, I'm telling you. Okay. So and I want to ask you guys, what is keeping you stuck? Let's end on this. What is keeping you stuck? Is it like your environment, your friends, you're not taking enough action, you're not getting out there, you're not trying online dating consistently, you're not meeting new people, going to new places, limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging behavior, like when you walk into a date, what is keeping you stuck? There's so many different things that it could be, but often we can usually identify those, especially, let's do this exercise. So when you walk into a date, or you see someone online that you're attracted to, what is your first thought? Is it like, why is he still single? What is wrong with him? Is he like some psycho? You know, like, what is your first thought when you see a potential great match or great date online, or when you walk into a date? What are you looking for? Usually that thought will tell you where you're stuck. So if you have a good mindset about it, like, what can I find out great about this person, then there's some other area that you're stuck in. So what we do in Manifesterman is we kind of dig deeper into where you're stuck, and we draw that out. We have you identify it, and we have you overcome it. Because we want you to overcome any area that you're stuck in, so that you can meet him. You meet your desires, manifest your man, and get all those things that you love. My matchmaker is messaging me right now, that you would love to have in your life, right? Okay, so I want to challenge you to do these things, implement them, and to step into your highest potential. What would the highest version of yourself look like? What would she be doing right now? Would she stay in her comfort zone, or would she go attack one of these things? Would she start to work on her mindset and her subconscious beliefs and start to become the highest version of herself? Yeah, she would. So I want you to start stepping into your highest potential. Do one thing today that uplevels you, uplevels your love frequency, uplevels where your highest self wants to be. Start walking as her, talking as her, thinking as her, and doing the things that she would do. Who do you want to become? And start being that person. Okay, I love you guys. Manifest Your Man is still open. I think I'm going to keep the special price up until Friday, but after that it will go up several $100s. You get access to the course for life. You can take it at your own pace. A module opens every week, so every 7 days a new module will open, and I'm adding new content. I'm just so excited about it. I keep adding new content and more of my other courses into Manifest Your Man, because I'm like, you ladies deserve to accomplish the desires of your heart and find your partner of your dreams. So Manifest Your Man is open right now. Don't miss out. There is a payment plan too, so it makes it super easy. So if you need a payment plan, you can use that and just invest in yourself. Drop me any questions you have about the course, or any questions you have at all. So I love you guys, and have a fabulous day.